in the first session of LaTeX, actually we saw why LaTeX is popular, how it can use basically to create a very small document, execute that LaTeX command and see how the document gets created. In this session, we are going to see how to manipulate different font styles, how to modify the text font styles. Okay, so first let us create a new file and let us start coding it. As we know, the first line of the document has to be the document class. For now, we are going to stick with article class, and we need to place the entire content in the begin document, between begin and end document tag. So we have made that ready. Okay, now let us first say how to write those fonts. So let us put this is LaTeX file for font. Okay, so this is what we are going to check, the different font here. First of all, before we do that, let's name this file. As I already told, I just created a folder called LaTeX in my documents folder. Since we are going to experiment on the fonts, I am going to name the file as font file. Okay, for now let us execute and see how this looks in the preview section. So we will see this is LaTeX file for fonts. Okay, now let us start experimenting on the different font styles that LaTeX supports. So the first font size, I want to start from the smallest and go to the biggest one. So we are starting with /tiny. What you do is, this font is called tiny. So what you will do, it is predefined. You're going to put the slash and then the word keyword tiny. As it's typed, you will see, since this is an editor, it automatically prompts as you type. So I am choosing the tiny font. Then once I click the open curly brackets, it automatically opens and closes the bracket. So whatever you need, we can type it here. This is tiny font. That is what I wanted to see. So now let us run. As I told in the previous session, since the file name is already created, when I said compile and run, automatically the file got saved. Now let us look at the output. First we said this is LaTeX file for fonts, and the next we said this is tiny font. But they are both coming in the same line. So I want to bring each of these fonts in different lines so that it will look easier for us to see. So there is a command called new line. Okay, this is almost equivalent to an enter key in the Word document, so that the subsequent words come in the next line. So now let us preview it to see how it looks. So this is what you see. This is LaTeX file for fonts, and this is a tiny font. So this is one format, that is font, that is supported. Now let us try again in a new line the next font size, which is called as script size. If you've heard of this. So this is going to be, this is script size, slightly bigger than the tiny format. Let us execute. Sorry for the typo. Now let us execute and see how this happens. So if you see, it is slightly bigger than the tiny font. So this is what we call as script size. Most probably in scientific or formal documents, sometimes you may end up writing small addendums, comments, etc. So this is where probably the tiny font or the script fonts may come in. The other things that we will actually do in scientific writing is called as footnotes, right? We usually put in footnotes, especially if we write papers or other formal books, etc. There might be footnotes in some places. So LaTeX supports a format called as footnote. So that is another font it supports, footnote size. So let us see footnote size and see what is the size. This is size of footnote. Let us now see what is going to be that. As you see, it is slightly bigger than the script size, and obviously it is bigger than the tiny font also. So this we might use on writings for script notes. Then the next font size that you will see is small. Sorry. New line. So there is a font called small. This font style is, sorry, I should not say size is small. So let us see, it will be bigger than the footnote. As you see, when I highlight that, this is definitely bigger than the footnote size. Now there is the next size that you will see in the LaTeX, that is a normal size. There is something called as normal size itself, and let us see, this is normal font size in LaTeX. Let us execute. It will be slightly bigger than the small size that you have actually placed. Now there are places where we actually want to highlight something. Sometimes it might be headings, sometimes it might be because you want to emphasis or something, or it might happen in the document. So we may need sizes that are bigger than our traditional normal size. So LaTeX has a huge setup for that. So let's start with that. So it is called large. Okay. So when I say large, this font is large. Now let us execute. See, this is bigger than the normal size, and it says this font is large. Now in large itself, LaTeX supports different option. Let us check that. In the previous case of large, we wrote all the letters in small, right? LARGE was written in small, and this was the font you got. There is something where you write only the L capital and then you type all the others in small letters. There is another font in this size. This font is large font, right? So this will be bigger than the traditional large font where we wrote all the letters in small. So this here, the first letter is alone capitals, all the other letters when you define the font was smaller. That's what we saw. So this is also slightly bigger. There is something called large in the sense all the letters are capital. There is a font like that too, which is slightly again going to be bigger than this is large. Now I missed the new line. Let's put that, otherwise we'll be looking at it differently. Okay. Now when you execute, you see it is even bigger than what we wrote before. So as I said, we are seeing the sizes in the ascending order. So in the large category itself, you have three options depending on how you write the size format. So there is one thing called as huge. Let's see how the font style for huge looks. Huge. This font is huge. Okay. Now let's run that. And it is bigger than large, right? So in the large category we have three sizes, but in huge category you only have two sizes. So let's check that also. In the huge, the first one we wrote all the letters in small. So in this case we are going to write only the first letter in capitals. Okay. So this is huge. This will be the biggest font that LaTeX actually supports. Unlike large where you have a third category where all are written in capital, you don't have a support like that in huge. In huge only you have two formats, okay, where all are small or only the first letters are small. So these are the different sizes of font that actually LaTeX supports, and we have seen how these look like from in an ascending order. So if you see, it started from tiny, then it went to script size, footnote, then small, normal size. In large itself we saw three categories. Large when it written all in small letters, first letter in caps, then the whole thing in large. And in huge we had two types, whether it is all in small letters, so the first one was in H. So depending on that the size vary. So you have so many sizes of font depending upon your document requirements. You can actually place these there. Then the other thing that we will see in font is that you have different font style of writing, right? So we call that as font family in LaTeX. So let us put a new line there and then we will see what it is. Now we will suppose you write it in Word document, you write, right, Arial, Roman, Times New Romans, etc. So like that here also we have different options, wherein first we will take text RM and let's write that here. So we'll see this is the Roman format, Roman family. Okay, now let us see how that gets run. Pardon me. So now you have, this is Roman family. Now there is something called as sans serif. Let's check the size for that. So that says text SF. Okay, and here this is sans serif. This is supported by LaTeX. Okay, now you see the type of how we have written it differently. Now the next one that is supported basically, let's check that out also. That is typewriter font. So text typewriter font. This is typewriter style. Okay, so I'm just putting, and now let us see. You can see, right, the different formats you have: Roman, sans serif and typewriter style. So all this will come in the different styles of font families that LaTeX has. Okay, now we will move to font styles. By font styles, what I mean is bold, italics, etc. Okay, so now let us see. If I put in a new line, I am going to put, there are different options. Let's see first. Text BF is bold. Okay, this is bold text. Now let's see how it looks. This is a bold text because we have put that in bold, right? We do that in Word. Now let us do italics. Instead of BF, if I put IT, because this is going to be italics. Now let's see how it looks. This is italics text. Now we will also try once more for upright. Let's see what upright actually means. This is new line. You are going to put text upright, right? So you will get UP, and then this is upright text. Let's put that. You get that? This will be written straight. Now we will see one more, which is slanting. Let's try text slanting. So in this case, this is slanted text. Now let's see how that looks. So that is going to be slightly tilted towards the right. Now there is one thing more, which is, remember we put the small caps in Word where we write the words with the first letter alone in caps. So this also has some support there, that's SC. So this is small caps. Now let's see how that lists. All the first letter alone will be cap, right? This is going to be in small caps. So these are all the different font styles that you can actually have. But remember, everything we are putting under a tagline. We are putting text UP for upright, then BF for bold, etc. So each content that you want is getting written inside a tag like thing where we start a slash, then we define this, and then we say bold. Now what happens if I want to subsequently write everything in bold? Okay, I don't need to start a text BF here and then put a bracket, write everything under the bold category. So there has to be something called, subsequently I say, switch over to this font style. So it is called a switch command, which happens for these. So for example, when I say BF series, let us execute and see, then you will see the difference. I am putting it before bold. Now every text that you have put is coming in bold from here. This is bold text, this is italics text, this is upright, slanted, small caps, everything is coming under your bold category because you have defined this as a switch command rather than giving it as a specific place area. So like bold, you can also have switch command for italics. This is going to be IT shape. So if you see subsequently, everything will be in italics. Okay. So you will see this is bold also is written in italics. Upright of course it won't. Slanted also, they are specific overrides, so they will not be there. But if you see in bold, it also comes in italic because the others are all not getting override. Like that you have for slanting also, that is SL shape. So now you see this is slanting, the bold is slanting, everything is slanted in it. So you can do it as a switch command for all of these font styles. Similarly, you can also do it for the font family, that is that we wrote Roman, sans serif, typewriter, etc. right? All of these can also be written with a switch command, meaning subsequently everything has to be in sans serif style or it has to be in typewriter style. Okay, now let us see the switch command for that. So that is simple. You just say RM family because it is going to be Roman family. Of course, it will not happen because I have overridden with its sans, but here you will see it Roman. Or if it is sans serif, you can say SF family because that is sans serif family. So you will see everything subsequently in sans serif style. Or typewriter family means it is going to be TT family. Okay. So these three are switch commands, meaning subsequently everything is getting returned into this font family style. Similarly, it could be done for your font styles also like bold, italics, etc. So you have a series of switch commands or individual command like how you put it inside a tag depending upon how you want it. See, in most cases, you won't say subsequently all the paragraph has to be bold, right? In some places, you will say this is what has to be highlighted. So you might end up doing a /textbf within quotes the content. But in very rare cases where you want to do, say for example, the whole abstract or something when you write on a scientific document, probably you can do a switch command there. You can finish that section, come out and then move over to the normal command size. So something like that, it could be really useful. So with this actually we will stop this session. Please subscribe to my channel for more videos. In the next session we will see some more about font headings, how you define sections, headings, etc. Okay. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you.